Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob from England, a lifelong English teacher and language school director, and today we're going to learn 3 extra uses of conditional sentences. We're going to learn a quicker way to make third conditionals, to say if I had known something. We're going to learn how to give people advice using conditionals, and we're going to say the reason behind something, why something good or something bad happened using conditionals. So the first extra conditional we're going to learn today is how to make a quicker third conditional sentence. So remember, third conditional sentences are like this. If I had known something, I would have done something else. So we can actually see this in our leaflet here. This is the third conditional. If you had asked me, I would have helped. So we're talking about a past theoretical situation. So this is just an example of a third conditional. If I had known it was your birthday, I would have brought you a present, for example. So let's learn a quicker way to do this. And native speakers do this a lot. So what we do is we get rid of the if, and then we just flip the subject and the had. So this gives us the lovely sentence, had I known it was your birthday, I would have, sorry for my terrible writing, I would have brought you a present. It's just quicker, it's one word less, it's less than saying if. So every time you have a third conditional sentence, very often you will notice native speakers saying it like this. So another example, I'll give you the third conditional, normal one, and you think about what it should be in this new short way. So a third conditional could be, if I had seen you, I would have talked to you. So how can we say that a little bit faster using this method? Well, what we'll do is we'll take off the if, and then we flip the subject and the had. So that gives us, had I seen you, I would have talked to you. So this is just a quicker way to make third conditional sentences. And remember, we've got a summary of this in our beautiful leaflet. You can see right here, had I known about the party, I would have come. So a nice little summary right there. So the second one is to give advice to people. So let's have a look at an example. To give advice to people using conditionals, we have the very nice sentence, if I were you. I'm sure you've heard this before. This is to give people advice, and it's following a normal second conditional structure, which is if plus past, if, and then the past tense, if I were, and then we can give advice. So I can say, oh, Lucy, if I were you, I wouldn't drink so much Red Bull. And it's me giving advice to Lucy, if I were you. Now, you may be thinking, why is this were? Because usually we say I was, you were, he, she, it was. Remember, this is something special about just conditional sentences. In conditional sentences, we can switch was for were, and it actually sounds a bit nicer, a bit more fancy kind of English. You can say was if you want to. You could say if I was you, but it just sounds a bit nicer to say if I were you. So let's do some practice. Let's think about some advice that you could give me. Maybe your advice was, or your advice is, that I should talk to Lenka more because she's sad that I'm not talking to her. So how would you give me advice? Well, very easy. You follow the structure and say, Jacob, if I were you, I would talk to Lenka more. I would talk to Lenka more. So this is the way we give advice to people. And of course, this can be different. You can say, if I were your mum, I would do something else. So we can give advice to different people using this structure. Okay, the third little useful extra conditional sentence we're going to learn today is to say the reason behind something, the reason that something good or something bad happened. And this structure is if it wasn't for. If it wasn't for. And then we say the reason behind something. For example, you could say, if it wasn't for Jacob, I never would have learnt the conditionals. And this means that Jacob is the reason that you learnt conditionals. So this is a good thing. I'm happy that you learnt conditionals because conditionals are lovely. So we can say positive things. Let's change the person. Let's imagine that Lenka is the reason I became an amazing cook because she was always showing me interesting recipes and helping me cook. And I want to say that she's the reason I learned how to cook. So I could say, if it wasn't for Lenka, I never would have learnt how to cook. or I never would have learned how to cook this amazing meal. So Lenka is the reason. This can also be for bad things. Let's say Lenka was a horrible person, and because of her, I got really depressed. She's the reason I got depressed. So we can say, if it wasn't for Lenka, I never would have gotten so depressed. So she's the reason for that negative thing. So these are the 3 extra conditional sentences that we're learning today. How to make shorter third conditionals. So rather than saying, if I had known, we just get rid of the if and then flip and say, had I known, I would have done something. A faster third conditional. The second one is to give advice using if I were you. So if I were you, I would do something. And the third one, saying the reason behind something. If it wasn't for Jacob, I never would have learned these conditionals. And guys, I know this is a lot to memorize, which is why we made our beautiful leaflet for you. And you can see right here, we have this extra conditionals box. Had I known, if I were you, if it wasn't for my kids. So you can find all this on the leaflet and you can download that in the description. We also have other leaflets as well. We have a leaflet for most common little small mistakes that English learners make and most useful vocab that people don't know but should know. You can also check out our lovely podcast where I have conversations with native speakers and people learning English and have fun conversations using English and learn a bunch of new vocab together. You can find the links for everything in the description. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.